Thanks for joining me today. We just had a beautiful storm roll through the homestead. You're gonna hear my toddler playing in the background. This was the only opportunity I had to make this video today, but I wanted to get it done for sure. So she's playing happily while I am filming. Our storm was beautiful and perfect, and you saw some clips of that earlier this morning. It was rainy and serene and just absolutely, like, I just love a good rain like that. It was so pretty. One of the reasons we loved moving out here was because of the weather and because of just the beauty of the property and everything that goes along with that. I just wanted to jump on here though and give you guys a quick life update. I know when I first started this channel, I had really big plans to make videos 2 times a week about all the homesteading things and go ahead and take you guys along our journey of learning and growing and building our homestead. Unfortunately, things have changed. We all know that life can change immediately. A phone call, a swift decision, anything, a car accident, right? A diagnosis, a whatever. Like, life can just automatically, absolutely take a complete 180-degree turn. And unfortunately, that is what we are going through right now. You read the title correctly. We are going to be selling the house. Now, that decision doesn't come lightly. To give you a little bit of background, over these past 2 months, my second born son, I have 5 kiddos, ages down from 9 to almost 10 months. My second born, he's my 7-year-old, was diagnosed with leukemia in early March. He had symptoms of what we thought was just a cold. We thought that at the most he had strep throat, so we made our way to the doctors for some antibiotics, which that ended up turning into an 8-day-long hospital stay where he was diagnosed with leukemia. And the type of leukemia he has is B-cell all leukemia, which stands for like B-cell acute lymphoblastic leukemia. And that's just the type he has. The treatment involves 2.5 years of treatment. He is in phase 2 out of 6 phases of that, and it has been absolutely earth-shattering for us. Like, there's no way to sugarcoat it. We have gone from being a very holistic family where we use traditional Western medicine very, very rarely. We usually do just holistic things. My kids have always been super healthy. Me and my husband have been super healthy. We've been blessed in that aspect where we haven't really had to visit the doctor's office much, and we haven't had to ever take the kids to the hospital or anything like that. But after a week of lethargy and high fevers, his fever spiked to 105. We knew we needed to get him checked out, of course. And that's when we got our diagnosis. And it was out of the blue. There was no other signs. Even the doctor said, you know, unfortunately, it's just bad luck, really. There's nothing we could have done to prevent it. There's nothing that we could have done to catch it sooner. It's very acute, so it comes on very quickly and very suddenly. So that's what we've been dealing with. After his diagnosis, after we got home from the hospital, we were all shell-shocked, of course. And one of the first things we did when we received his diagnosis was actually sell the cows and then the pigs. And we didn't take that decision lightly, but it was a God situation where we felt just this immediate pull and know that we were making the right decision on selling the cows. Turns out they actually calved a week after we sold them, which we were still in the hospital with Evan when that happened. So they're being taken very well care of. The lady that we found, she lives here in Iowa as well, and she has been sending me updates, and both of the girls had beautiful baby bull calves, and they are thriving and producing awesome A2 milk and just serving them well. So we are happy that they found a good home. We were able to find a good home for them. The pigs as well, they're doing great. We were able to sell them all as a lot to somebody local here, and they're being well taken care of as well. Honestly, grieving that has been really, really hard, because that's been just like a huge lifelong dream of mine, to have these cows and then to just be blessed with this property. As a lot of you know, we just bought this property back in August, and so to have it just so unexpectedly and swiftly given to us, and then so swiftly and unexpectedly taken away, has been a lot to swallow. But we are believers of Christ, and and we know that God has a plan. Like, something is going to come out of this, okay? I have full 100% faith that my son is going to be healed. Hi, baby. Anyway, so I'm confident he will be healed. He's been handling treatment like a champion warrior. Like, I can't even explain it. He's barely complained. He's had almost zero nausea or sickness. We did have a couple of weeks, well, about a week ago, another 5-day hospital stay where he had a fever. And when you are a cancer patient, having a fever is an emergent situation because you're immunocompromised. So that meant that we had to take him in to the University of Iowa, where he's getting treated at, and we had to start him immediately on a course of antibiotics to get that under control. The cause of his fever was rhinovirus, which, if you're not familiar with, rhinovirus is literally the common cold. So while all of us were just totally fine, he, unfortunately, his little body just couldn't fight it, and it escalated to a really serious problem very quickly. When we're talking very quickly, he went in Friday for his treatment at the university. My husband took him in that day, drove him back home. By the time they got back home, and by the time I served dinner, which was an hour, maybe 2 hours, he had spiked the fever just out of nowhere. And we were going back to the university. So that's how quickly things can change. That's how just up in the air our lives are right now. We are kind of living like hermits. We're not really going out. We're not really seeing a lot of people. It's just trying to keep Evan safe and trying to get through this this treatment, which again it'll be 2.5 years long. I am 100% certain he will get through it and beat this cancer. But what does that mean for the homestead? Me and my husband had the realization on his last hospitalization just how fragile the situation is right now. And we came to the conclusion that we're just not able to do this right now. We're too far away from people and family who can help us with our other kids when we need help. We're too far away from the hospital where he's getting treated at. We're too far away from even the nearest hospital to where if there was a true emergency, we would need to rush him to. We're too far away from my husband's work to be able to have him come home and me go, or come home and him go, whatever, because we have other kids, right? We can't just get up and leave the kids if Evan runs into an emergency. So with this treatment being so long-term, we made the tough decision to go ahead and sell the house. Go ahead and sell the homestead. Yeah, it's hard to say. It's a tough pill to swallow. It feels very like a dream shattered, honestly. When we moved from the city out to this place, I truly felt like every dream I had, like it was a dream come true. And a long time coming dream come true. And then the animals and the cows and yada yada, and it was just all seamlessly perfect, and it made it seem like the hard times weren't very hard at all. And now, though, that we're experiencing really true hard times, something's got to give. So we feel like it's best to live closer in town, closer to family who can help us, closer to the hospital who will be able to provide us treatment that our son needs, and also give us a little bit of a break from our to-do list. We're actually going to be renting in the duration of this, so it's going to be nice to not have the responsibilities of a homeowner, to be able to leave that up to somebody else, and to just be able to come home, or my husband come home, and me during the day to just enjoy the kids and prioritize the kids. Because when you're hit with a cancer diagnosis, it's not just the patient, it's not just Evan, it's the whole family that is suffering. His siblings have taken this really, really hard. They're experiencing a lot of, mom and dad being torn back and forth between them and Evan, and a lot of separation on their part. Especially him and his 9-year-old brother, they've never been apart. So this has been a really, really hard, big adjustment for everybody. So we're taking things day by day. We are doing what we think is the best thing for us. We're truly just trying to listen to God. That's been one of my biggest struggles, is just having so clearly been led to this place. And now what? You know what I mean? Like, now what? So again, we're just taking things day by day. It's not fun. It's not ideal. This is literally the last thing I ever imagined that I would ever be going through. But here we are. What do you do? So what does that mean for my YouTube channel? What does that mean for you guys who have been following along? Obviously, there's not going to be a whole lot of homesteading content lately. So if you're here for the farm chores, if you're here for watching me feed the pigs and the chickens and yada yada, yeah, there's not going to be any more of that. But I do plan to continue this channel. I will be pivoting as life calls for, and I will be doing more content related to motherhood, possibly related to updates on Evan and his cancer diagnosis. I want to be very, very sensitive to him and his privacy. And yes, while this is my journey as a mother with him, it's also his diagnosis and ultimately his story to tell. However, it's mine too, if that makes sense. So I'm still struggling with how much I want to share and how many updates I want to give, and I guess just what the future holds regarding that too. We're just gonna have to see. But again, I'm a mama of 5. I'm a homeschooling mom. We are a tight-knit family. I want to share that. I want to bring it more towards possible back to urban homesteading, possibly just homeschooling content, maybe some meal planning, maybe some just motherhood content. I'm not quite sure yet, but I do know that I want to continue this channel. And if you guys would like to continue to follow along and continue to support us, I appreciate that. I really, really do. Like I said, it's just been tough. It's a hard transition period, a hard change, but I do want to hang on to my hobby of my YouTube channel and continue to produce content for you guys that may be inspiring, and maybe you're going through something hard too and you just need a little bit of camaraderie of, hey, sometimes life sucks and we just got to get through it, you know? But like I said, appreciate each and every one of you subscribing. I'm not kidding when I say I'm like looking at the YouTube, like scrolling, refreshing the YouTube creator app, and like every subscriber, I'm like, somebody's following me. So I do truly appreciate that. So again, thank you guys for following me. I hope you guys continue to follow along for what this uncertainty, continue to follow along for this kind of shift in my channel. But I think that it's going to be a good shift and it's going to be okay. Thank you guys. We'll see you on the next video. Bye.